Hey guys, how you doing? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report with tip number 21 of our 30 Tips in 30 Days, Dog Days of Summer series. And looking forward to bringing you tip number 21 from my good friend Bob Sparks of the Alabama Sports Wire. I don't know if you old-timers remember Sparky, but before we get to that, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner or hit the subscribe button below this video if you are watching on a mobile device. And folks, get 20% off your next membership package right here at atsstats.com. Support the site, get 20% off. Use promo code FB21. That's F as in Foxtrot, B as in Bravo, 21, and get 20% off your next membership package. And you will get also the daily 5-star best bets, the underdog play of the day, the 4-star over-under play of the day, the 2-team parlay, the system play of the day, and you can get all that with a new membership right now at atsstats.com. All right, 30-90 system, is it a myth or is it fiction, right? And, we've been breaking a lot of myths in these series, and it's always good to go back to old tips, right? Because the one thing what might have worked in like the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, maybe not today in the new parody, right? But back in the day, when Sparky gave me this tip, it was a great tip. And what it is you want to bet on against a team or on a team that scored 30 points or less in their last 3 games and also given up 90 points. And, what's the rationale behind that, right? Okay, here's a team that it can't score. They only scored like maybe 17 points their last 3 games, but they've given up like 120 against, right? So what's the bookmaker thinking? Oh, you know what? The players nobody's going to touch that team with a 10-foot pole. So they're all going to bet the other side, the favorite. And this is a great opportunity, perception versus reality, to bet on these type of dogs, right? Now, is it a myth or is it fiction? And that's what I'm trying to do now is update our tips each and every day. And you will see it's interesting to find what I've researched. And again, back in the day, this was really good in college football and NFL, not so much, but now it's different. Here, let me, for all the guys wearing glasses, let me bring this up here for you. And look at this. So, NFL teams, now this going back to I believe it's 1983, all the stats that I have. Any teams that scored 30 points or less in back-to-back games and given up 90, given up 90, so scored 30 points or less and given up 90 or more in the last 3 games. Any team is 29-24 for 55% against the point spread. Any home team, 52%. Away teams, now this is a little bit better when you get to the away situation, 60%. Favorites, of any home or away, only 25%, but look at the occurrence, not a lot of occurrence, right? And 59% on underdogs. But again, a lot of occurrence there, 27, 19, and 2 since 83. But, keep in mind, in the NFL, trying to find teams that scored 30 points or less and 90 or more against is you're not going to get a handful of these every year, right? So you got to keep your eye out on these. And but look at the winning percentage, very, very low. In fact, college football, NFL, CFL, everyone except that one thing we always talk about in these videos, the favorite. But again, it doesn't meet my 8-game ratio, right? But so that's NFL. But look at college. Now, college, it used to be a good system in the college, but not so much anymore. Look at this. In the last, let me see here, since 1996, only so 24% win percentage and a 45% against the point spread. It's pretty close to 50. But home teams, 41%. And the worst situation is favorites. There's a first, is that the favorites in college football that score 30 points or less and given up 90 or more against, 35, 57, and 2. But again, this used to be a good system, but maybe not of late. It'd be interesting, and maybe I should go look and see where all the latest numbers come. See if it's before, say, I would say like 215, when really sports betting has really caught on in North America, right? When I mean caught on, I mean like online and stuff like that. So interesting numbers right there. In the CFL, not enough occurrences, but I thought I'd just throw that in there for our Canadian fans. But here's another thing, an angle. Look at this. So college football teams that scored 30 points or less and allowed 90 or more against in their last 3 games, so home teams, the over is 57%. Not, it's not earth-shattering, but it's still a good amount of the percentage. And if you look at all the other percentage, it's all over, 54, 57, 50, 56, 54, compared to NFL, where it's all under, right? So again, in the against the point spread, CFL, NFL is a little bit better, but the under, and then for college football, not as good, but the over seems to be the way to go when you're betting the 30-90 system. And again, this is a tribute to my good friend Bob Sparks of the Alabama Sports Wire, who gave me this tips many moons ago. And keep an eye out. Oh, you know what? I got a bonus tip for you here. Keeping the same type of mentality. So let me go back, and what I did is I researched. I always like to leave on a high note, right? I always leave you with a nice little gem, a pearl, as my good friend Greg Dempson would say. Pearls, baby. Give them pearls. That's what they want. Any home teams, or any team, so any college football teams that scored between 0 to 10 points in the back-to-back games, and they allowed 50 or more in back-to-back games. So let's say that again. So teams that scored 10 points or less in back-to-back games, and teams that allowed 50 points or more in those games. Look at the record, the next page, and the survey says, hopefully it'll come up here soon. This is where you put on the nice, the elevator music. There it goes. All right. 1-17. Look at that. 1-17, 4-13-1. So you do not want to bet. And if you've been following the Raymond Report, what do I keep saying? The old Bill Parcells saying, right? You are what your record says you are. And if you are a bad team, and don't expect bad teams to do good things for you. And that is proof is in the pudding right there. So teams that scored 10 or less points in back-to-back games and given up 50, do not bet on these teams, because they will break your heart like an old high school sweetheart. All right, there you have it. That is tip number 21 of our 30 tips in 30 days, dog days of summer series. Again, if you enjoy these tips, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner. Cheers.